or doubt.
About what, my lord?
Ajit, I would like to break the tradition of this court and come there and give an important piece of evidence. Ajit, this case is of great social significance. Allow me. Wait, ask my permission. I'll come there and give evidence.
My lord, I humbly submit that the traditions of the court should be broken to allow your judge's worshipful self to enter the witness box.
Permission granted.
Please take your time, Sulaiman.
Examine me. Not a doubt.
Mr. Devraj, you are a social worker.
Indeed.
Are you acquainted with the accused?
Only too well. A sinful canker on the body of society. That is my opinion about these unmarried girls.
Mr. Devraj, do not give your opinion unless you are asked.
An opinion is an opinion. I do not seek your permission to give it.
Brilliant! And don't see. But Mr. Devraj, that valuable bit of evidence that you have to give, that's why you came here?
Which is why I'm standing here.
Then speak.
I often have a cause to visit the famous leader Nana Sahib Shinde of Bombay. The bond between us is for a common love of social work. He is also the Education Society's chairman. His greatness is different from mine, but that's not the question. Only recently, at about 9 o'clock at his house, when I had gone to discuss some work, I heard a conversation in the next room. One of the voices was Nana Sahib's, but the other voice too seemed familiar.
Whose was it?
Ajit, go on, give her a reprimand. You are not supposed to interrupt a witness. Before I could find out whose the other voice was, the conversation was over. In the middle of our conversation, I asked Nana Sahib. He said, a schoolmistress from our Education Society's high school had come here. She comes here regularly. She wants us to drop an inquiry against her. Because she's a young woman, I couldn't say no straight away. That's why I called her again for a quiet chat. I was still curious to know who the other woman could be. It has now dawned upon me that that woman is none other than that one, Miss Leela. Not a doubt of it.
Hi, Ram.
Ask me, Ajit. Ask me how am I so certain.
How are you so certain?
It's only today I have taken a garland of flowers to Nana Sahib's house, as it's his birthday. There I heard him speak angrily on the phone. He was saying, it is a sin to be pregnant without marriage. It would be even more immoral to allow this woman to teach in such a condition. There is no alternative. She must be removed. And then he says, send the orders for my signature this very day. Now I ask, tell me, who comes to your mind? I'd say it's none other than Miss Leela. Is she going to lose her job?
Can't be helped. Tit for tat. As you sow, so shall you reap. That's the rule laid down for us by nature. But Mr. Devraj, how are you so certain that that woman was this one? Was our Miss Leela Banare?
My good man, do you take me to be a child? I have you know that I've been studying society for the last 40 years. A word to the wise is enough. I have no doubt in my mind that I have guessed correct. Just wait and see whether or not she gets that order tomorrow. The order for dismissal. That is all that I wish to record here. prosecution may continue.
Lord, with this last and most important piece of evidence, I close the argument for the prosecution. The case for the prosecution rests.
Good. Now, counsel for the accused, you may bring forth your witnesses.
Lord, my first witness is Nana Sahib Shinde.
He's absent. How could he be here? Next witness, please.
My next witness is Professor Dowley.
Mr. Dowley is absent. He's absent too. Your next witness.
The other member of this group, Mr. Raute.
He is absent too. Are those all the witnesses of the defense?
I wish to cross-examine the witnesses for the prosecution.
Permission refused. Take your seat.
The case for the accused rests.
Good. Counsel for the prosecution. You may present your final plea. But be brief.
Lord, the nature of the charge against the accused, Miss Leela Banare, is truly dreadful. This woman who is an accused has made a heinous blot on the sacred brow of motherhood, which is purer than heaven itself. For that, any punishment, however great that the law may give her, will be too mild by far. The character of the accused is appalling. It is bankrupt of all morality. Not only that, her conduct has blackened all social and moral values. The accused is public enemy number one. If such socially destructive tendencies are encouraged to flourish, I have a dreadful fear that this country and its traditions will be totally and utterly destroyed. Therefore, I say that the court must take a stern and inexorable view of the prisoner's crime without being trapped in any sentiment. The charge against the accused is that of infanticide. But the accused has committed a far more serious crime, and I mean unmarried motherhood. Motherhood without marriage has always been considered a very great sin by our religion and our traditions. Moreover, if the accused's intention of bringing up the offspring of his unlawful maternity is carried to completion, I have a dreadful fear that the very existence of society will be in danger. There will be no such thing as moral values left. Infanticide is a terrible act, but bringing up the child of an illegal union is certainly more horrifying. If it is encouraged, there will be no such thing as the institution of marriage left. Immorality will flourish. Before our eyes, our beautiful dream of a society governed by tradition will crumble into dust. No allowances should be made because the accused is a woman. A woman bears the grave responsibility of building up the high values of society. Na stri swatantra bharati. A woman is not fit for independence. That is the rule laid down for us by nature. Abiding by this rule, I make a powerful plea. Na Miss Banare Swatantra Bharati. Miss Banare is not fit for independence. With the urgent plea that the court show no mercy to the accused, but give her the greatest and severest punishment possible for her terrible crimes, I close the argument for the prosecution.
Good. Now, counsel for the accused lawyer.
My lord, that the crime is very severe, I do not dispute. But consider this. Man is at the very last analysis prone to error. Youth leads a person astray. Let the terrible crime that the accused has committed and is committing be regarded with mercy. Mercy, my lord, for humanity's sake. Mercy.
Good. Prisoner Miss Leela, before the court announces its sentence, is there something you would like to say about the charge that has been made against you? You will be given 10 seconds to answer.
Yes. I have a lot to say. For years, I haven't said a word. Chances came and chances went, but I shut my lips tight. I thought no one will understand. No one can understand. When great waves of words finally came and beat against my lips, how stupid, how childish, how silly everyone around me seemed. Even the man I call my own. I thought I should just laugh and laugh at all of them. Just laugh and laugh. And I used to cry my guts out. I used to wish my heart would break. Life was a burden to me. But when you cannot lose it, you realize the value of it. You realize the value of living. How new, how beautiful, how wonderful everything around you seems. The sky, the clouds, the branch of a dried up tree that gently bends in, the curtain at the window, all sorts of distant little noises, even the strong smell of medicines in a hospital. Even that seems full and bursting with life. Life seems to sing for you. There is a great joy in a suicide that's failed. It's greater even than the pain of living. Throw your life away and you realize the luck of having it. Guard it dearer than life when it only seems fit to throw away. Funny, isn't it? Throw it away and you're blissfully happy it's saved. Nothing satisfies. It's the same thing again and again. Life is like this, life is so and so, life is such and such. Life is a book that goes ripping into pieces. Life is a poisonous snake that bites itself. Life is a drug. Life is a drudgery. Life is a betrayal. Life is a fraud. Life is a something that's nothing or a nothing that's something. My lord, life is a very dreadful thing. Life must be hanged. Na jivan jivan marati. Life is not worthy of life. Hang it. Sack it from its job. But why? Why? Was I slack in my work? I just put my whole life into working with these children. I loved it. I taught them well. People can be so cruel. Even your own flesh and blood don't want to understand you. Only one thing in life is all important. The body. You may deny it, but it's true. Emotion is something people talk about with sentiment. It was obvious to me. I was going through it. It was burning through me. But do you know, I did not teach any of this to those tender young souls. I drank that poison, but I didn't even let a drop of it touch them. I taught them beauty. I taught them purity. I was crying inside and I made them laugh. I was cracking up with despair and I taught them hope. For what sin are they robbing me of my job? It's my only comfort. bent, a manner and aim in life? Who are all these to tell me what to do with my life? What then? What a noise! Silence! Poor things. Sit still as statues. Children? Who are all of these? These are the mortal remains of some of the cultured men of the 20th century. Look at their faces. Look how ferocious they all look. Their lips are full of lovely worn-out phrases, and their bellies are full of unsatisfied desires. No! Don't leave me alone with them. I'm scared. It's true. I suppose I did commit a sin. I was in love with my mother's brother. But in a strict house, in the prime of my unfolding youth, he was the one who came close to me. He praised my bloom every day. He gave me love. Now how was I to know that if you felt like breaking yourself into pieces and melting into one with someone, and that his being there in your life gave it a whole new meaning, and if it was your uncle, it was a sin. Why? I was hardly 14. I didn't even know what sin was. I swear by my mother I didn't. I wanted to get married, just like everyone else, so I could live my beautiful dream openly. But all of them were against it, even my own mother. And my brave man turned tail and ran. Such a rage. I felt such a rage against him then. I felt like smashing his face in public and spitting on it. But I was ignorant. Instead, one day I threw myself up the parapet of our house to embrace death. But I didn't die. My body didn't die. I felt as if feelings were dead then, but they hadn't died either. So I fell in love again as a grown woman. I threw all my heart into it. I thought, this will be different. This love is intelligent. This love is for an unusual intellect. It isn't love at all, it is worship. But it was the same mistake. Same mistake. I gave my body up at the altar of my worship, and my intellectual God took the offering and went his way. He wasn't a god. He was a man, for whom everything was for the body and of the body. Again, the body. The body. I despise this body. I hate it. I love it. I hate it, but it's all you have in the end, isn't it? It will be yours. Where will you go without it? Don't you remember once it gave you a moment so blissful, so beautiful, so high up in a place like paradise? And now, it carries within itself a witness of that time. A tender little bud of what will be a lisping, laughing little life. My child. My whole existence. I want my body for him now. For him alone. He must have a mother, a father, a house to be looked after. He must have a good name.
Time is up. The accused has no statement to make. In any case, it would be of no use. The cup of her crimes is now full. Now, the judgment. Prisoner Miss Leela, pay the closest attention. The crimes that you have committed are most terrible. There is no forgiveness for them. Your sin must be expiated. Irresponsibility must be chained down. Social customs are, after all, of supreme importance. Marriage is the very foundation of society's stability. Motherhood must be sacred and pure. This court takes a very serious view on your attempt to dynamite all this. In the opinion of this court, your actions put you beyond mercy. Moreover, the arrogance with which you have conducted yourself, that arrogance is a very dreadful thing indeed. Criminals and sinners should know their place. You have acted above your station. Moreover, the morality with which you have demonstrated and you have conducted yourself in society was the same morality you were going to impart to the youth of tomorrow. This court has not an iota of doubt about it. As not only today's, but tomorrow's youth would have been endangered by your misconduct. It must be mentioned that the school authorities have done a work of merit in removing you from your job. By the grace of God, it has all been stopped in time. No one should ever do anything like this ever again. No memento of your sin should remain for future generations. Therefore, this court sentences that you shall live, but the child in your womb must be destroyed.
No! No! I won't let you do it. I won't let it happen. What? I won't.
Has the show begun? The living courtroom?
Oh, no, not now. Just 5 minutes, please. Come on.
It's really late, you know.
It's quite dark outside.
Goodness, I didn't realize the time only.
Balu, it's your responsibility to look after the time of the show. What were you doing on this fight? Useless fellow.
Let him be, Nirgal. We had some good fun. Well, just like fighting in real case.
Shouldn't we get ready now?
I'm always ready.
She's really taking it to heart. How sensitive a poor child is.
I'd say she's really taken it to heart.
Come on, Leela, get up. The show must go on.
Yeah, after all, this was just a game.
Just a game. A mere game, that's all.
A simple game.
Come on, Leela, do get up. It's time for the show. Look, it was all untrue. It would hardly be true, would it?
Raghu, get the lady some tea. This lady needs some tea. Yes.
All right, come on, let's go get ready. Freshen up.
बुलबुल ने मैना से कहा क्यों आंखें लाल है तेरी क्यों गीले कहूँ है गया मेरा घर छिन, है गया मेरा घर छिन। तुम ही बताओ बुलबुल अब कहाँ बिताऊं रैन ये सारी, कहाँ सजाऊं दिन, कहाँ सजाऊं